and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're well. I'm Tally, I'm a personal trainer, and today we're doing a brand new Train with Tally workout. It's your leg and glute focused and hamstring focused workout. So yes, we're focusing on the peach, we're making sure we've got a nice beautiful bottom, but we're also making sure that we work the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, which when those are strong, it really helps avoid injury, especially if you're a runner. And secondly, we're focusing on your lower back, which is great for posture, especially if you have a desk job. So I really hope you enjoyed this workout. If you're not sure how to warm up before this workout, please check out my gym warm-up routine. That covers everything you need to know for leg day, and I will be sharing my glute activation tips with you very soon, so watch this space for that. But for now, enjoy your workout. I'm going to be talking you through everything as usual. I'm going to be making sure you're nailing your form, and I'll see you on the other side. Enjoy! So today we're starting our workout with the Sumo deadlift. This is a slight variation of a traditional deadlift. Your feet are nice and wide, your heels are forward, and you stick your bum out with knees over your toes. This is a compound movement, meaning you're utilising as many muscles as you can in the body, and you hit an awful lot of muscles, primarily focusing on your posterior chain, so your lower back, your glutes, your hamstrings, and your quads are involved too. If you're new to deadlifts and you're not sure of this exercise, please consult a personal trainer in your gym or ask someone who is qualified to take you through the exact form. But I'm going to show you as many angles as I can and give you as many tips and tricks as I can to get this correct today. So this is a pyramid set, which means we're going to do 5 sets. Now, previously when I said we were doing 5 sets, people got confused in the comments. So that actually means you do 1 set of 10 reps. 1 set of 8 reps, 1 set of 6 reps, we're going heavier this time, back to 8 reps, back to 10 reps. And so with each set, we're increasing the weight. So I started on about 50 kilos for 10 reps, then I went up to 60 kilos for 8 reps, which is what you're seeing here, and then I moved on to 70 kilos for 6 reps. Then I went back down to my 8 rep max, then I went back down to my 10 rep max and adjusted the weights accordingly. As you can probably tell, I love pyramid sets as a technique to help build up my strength, as well as getting volume in my training. So I'm still getting in my 8 rep range and my 10 rep range, but I get to work on that 6 rep range, which is where I'm going to start to build some serious strength. So my goal for the next few weeks is to work up to that 6 rep range and get it up and increase the weight each week. So a few quick pointers for your lift. Make sure your feet are nice and turned out. You're sitting right back into your heels. You have a gorgeous flat back, shoulders down to engage those lats to really strengthen that back. Keep that core tight throughout. Make sure we're squeezing our knees out over our little toes and driving through the glutes. Now moving on to our superset. We're starting with front elevated split squats. You want to do 8 reps on each leg, which means you have to go heavy with the dumbbells. This is 8 reps of your max weight. I'm using 14 kilo dumbbells. It hurt a lot. My front foot is on the box, okay, that's what's elevated this time, so I'm lengthening the glute but from a different angle. As you can see, I'm pushing forward over my foot, driving through my heel to push myself back up, bending that back leg as well. So as you can see, you need to dig that heel in to push you up. You don't lock out your front leg, you keep the knees slightly bent, maintaining the tension in the glutes, so you're increasing the time under tension, and then you drive through that heel again to push yourself back up. It burns, but it's so good. So once we're done with your split squats on each leg, we move straight on to the goblet squats, no rest in between. Pick up a heavy dumbbell. Here I'm using about 20 kilos, but go as heavy as you can for 10 to 12 reps. The idea of a goblet squat is that because the weight is loaded in a front position, you can increase your range of motion. So here I'm getting a little bit lower than I normally would in a back squat position, which is what we do at the bar. So use your heels, really get nice and low, arse to grass as much as possible here. As you can see, I need to work on my depth, but it's something I'm working on. But I can really activate my glutes the lower I get. So drive through your heels to thrust your hips up and stand up nice and tall. A little tip on holding the dumbbell, make sure it's slightly away from your chest. Don't let it rest on your chest. That's because if it's slightly away, it's causing your core to help stabilize it more. Your back, your arms are having to work harder, which means you're therefore working more muscles, which means you're basically doing a ton of sit-ups without even realizing it because you're doing a squat. That is why I love compound moves, because we work so many muscles for not much effort. So for our third superset, we're starting with barbell hip thrusts. this is a great exercise at really working that posterior chain, that lower back, those glutes and hamstrings. I love this exercise and I'm so glad I've put this in here for you today. You're going to start with your feet nice and wide apart with the barbell on your hips. You're lowering down and it's like you're pushing up into a big glute bridge, driving through your heels. You should feel your lower back, your glutes and your hamstrings working together to thrust the barbell up so you have a nice flat back, or if you can push even further than a flat back, that's amazing. As you can see, my back is kind of pivoting on the bench at around where my bra strap is, and my heels are digging into the floor just wider than hip width. So push the barbell away, stand up nice and quickly and pick up your dumbbells as we go into the single leg Romanian deadlift. If you're not sure of a normal Romanian deadlift, then I would suggest asking a trainer in your gym to show you how to do a Romanian deadlift and go with this. But if you're looking for a progression, we're breaking it down into a single leg exercise. Often we always have one leg or one glute or one hamstring that fires up more than the other. So this is a great way of evening that out and making sure that both legs are pulling their weight. So as you can see, you take a split stance position with your back heel off the floor and your toes kind of very lightly on the floor. All of the weight, I'd say 95% of the weight should be in your front leg, really driving through that heel. So make sure you're keeping that front leg nice and soft. The knee does not bend as such, but it stays soft, so you can sit back into your heel and stick your bum out as far as you can go, pulling on your hamstrings, lengthening them as much as possible before driving through your heel and standing back up nice and tall and feeling that contraction as you stand. As you can see, the weight is right into my heel here and I'm actually struggling for balance because clearly my left leg isn't as strong as my right leg. So after a few weeks, once you think you've nailed the split squat stance, I want you to try lifting your leg off the floor. I find this tough and this is something I'm going to work on this month. Now we're moving on to our final superset of the workout, and this is a killer. We're starting with lower back extensions. I avoid this exercise like the plague, but I've decided to put it into the Train with Tally this month so that we can all work on doing this exercise together and we can motivate each other to work on this exercise. It's hard, it really focuses on the lower back, so you might want to stretch out in between sets into child's pose or something like that because it is pretty tough. But here I'm using about a 12 kilo dumbbell, but you can use a weight that suits you for 10 to 12 reps. So here's a few tips on form for this exercise because it is new to us. I want you to make sure that the pad is just at your hip so you've got plenty of room to lengthen down to the floor as much as possible, keeping a nice flat back, really closing your eyes, focusing on your lower back and your glutes and your hamstrings, getting to work and bringing you back up to that straight position. Dig the heels in and really keep that core tight. As you can see by my beautiful facial expressions, it does hurt and you may want to stretch out before doing the next exercise in the superset. So pick up your dumbbell and step out into a lateral lunge and then step straight back into a curtsey lunge on the same leg. Each lunge is a rep, so that lateral lunge counts as 1 and your curtsey lunge counts as 2, so you only do kind of 6 reps in each position. I hope that makes sense to everyone in the comments below. Once again, keep the dumbbell away from the chest so we start activating more muscles. Make sure we're really sitting back into our heel in that lateral lunge and trying to sit as deeply into it as we can, and then bending both legs into 90-degree angles as we go into our lunge, pushing through that front leg in the lunge. Once you've done your 12 reps on one leg, go straight into the second leg and get it done. Guys, that was your leg workout. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know I've spoken quite a lot today, but I wanted to make sure I covered all the form and technique with you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you thought if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time for another Train with Tally. It's been a pleasure as always. Please like, please subscribe. I would love you to stick around, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.